Hello, cosmic beings. Welcome to Being Cosmic. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I am so glad that each and every one of you are here. My name is Devon, and I will be doing a collective message today. So, with that, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. In this message in particular, it's always good to use your intuition. Make sure it resonates with you. This one is going to be very hyper specific. Um, yeah, I've got 3 pages of a download that came through. So basically, the way that this one came about was I was actually getting like a download and insight for myself and my journey. And then I heard it's also for the collective, basically. So this is going to be for the Divine Masculine Collective. You can know it's for you. There's a few things. If you had an NDE when you were very young, a near-death experience, specifically something to do with water or hitting your head. Okay, so it doesn't have to be like you were hospitalized or anything like that, but it was one of those like you almost drowned, you fell out of a tree and hit your head really hard, and something like that, but when you were younger, and I just heard under like the age of 10. Okay. um you met your counterpart, like you're on an actual twin flame journey. You met that person when you were young, um like, yeah, I'm getting like teenager, maybe early 20s, but yeah, I'm getting like really young. um you have a soul fire or a soul mission pull that's pulling you towards something, even if you don't know what it is. It's this internal fire. It won't let you settle. You maybe you look around at other people and you're like, I wish I could just, you know, happily be one of these kinds of people that's just okay with life being like this. But there's a part of you that's just like, it's just unsettled with examples that you see around you of people living life, or even the way I'm hearing, even the way that you've been living life. There's an underlying discontent, and most likely it's actually probably been there for a while, possibly your whole life. That's that soul mission, that soul pull. Your soul literally won't let you settle even when you try to. What else? Oh yes, you had big, big dreams when you were young. Maybe you still do have big dreams, like you dream bigger than what most people do, or at least you used to. And you can kind of feel that coming back online now. If you stopped allowing yourself to dream for a little bit, you can kind of feel yourself being pulled into a more expansive version of yourself, a more expansive reality. And then there's also a part of you that has known that you're here for a pretty big reason. You, again, it's not necessarily that you know what that reason is, it's just this feeling that you're here to do something pretty big. Okay. So, there's a level of divine excitement that's coming through. Sometimes it comes out as like urgency in the messages. It's more of like a divine excitement. Um, so just know that. Um, okay. So this is this is going to be for an even more specific person or a few people, so just take this as it resonates. This is going to be for somebody who's on a very weird and rare type of counterpart twin flame journey. Okay. So basically what has happened is your mission with your divine feminine counterpart has been reactivated. So that's why you've been feeling a soul level pull back to your feminine. It's different than just thinking about them or longing for them or missing or, like wishing. This is a literal pull. It's literally like you are being pulled towards your feminine right now. You are seeing signs and synchronicities. You are, every time you think about them, you see something like a sign or synchronicity. You're dreaming about them. Like you literally, it's borderline obsessive, but it's not in a bad way. So just know that if you're feeling like I'm a little bit obsessive over this person right now, it's actually your soul that is pulling you towards this person, and it's for a reason. So that's why you will not be able to escape thoughts and feelings of your feminine. Like even things that used to work don't work anymore. And there's a reason for that. It's because there's something that's been reactivated within. It's like you had a soul blueprint and you were meant, like, quote unquote meant to do a certain thing, and then something happened in this specific instance. Something happened where it literally, like, it kind of broke the soul contract for this lifetime. Then something happened, and I'm getting for most of you, it happened within the past couple years, maybe even more recently. There was something between that happened in the spirit realm, like in the astral, between your higher selves that reactivated a soul mission. And so that's why, like, if it's been a long time since you encountered this person, and then all of a sudden within the past, few months to a few years, I'm getting like 2 to 3 months to 2 to 3 years, if all of a sudden there was something changed where you started feeling that pull, it's because there was a reassessment of that original, like, contract, more or less, and it's been like reactivated. But the thing is there's uncertainty in the energy because at the human level, the masculine has to make the free will choice to do this. And that's what you're kind of being called to really look at is, do you actually want to do this? Um, so there is, okay. So when it comes to the soul mission aspect of this, there is an aspect that can only be accomplished with you and this person together physically. For most of you, I am getting a romantic union, though it doesn't have to be. This could be platonically working together on soul mission as like friends or business partners, whatever. Most of you, I am getting the romantic thread of energy, though. There is something hidden that will only be revealed when the masculine chooses to go to the feminine. For some of you, it's a specific spirit baby or babies that can only come through you two together, and that's a frequency resonance thing. So for some of you, it does involve literally having more children or children if you don't have children. If you don't want more children or if that's not applicable, it's something else that's going to be activated, but there's definitely a collective here that is meant to bring in um certain souls onto the planet. Okay. There is also, so you two coming together right now, due to this mission activation that has happened for you, this is also you two coming together in the physical world is also about protection for both of you. There are parts of this mission that require a level of protection that only comes from both of you being together physically. And again, I am really getting that's more for like a romantic thread of energy, but it doesn't have to be. It's just something about you two communicating and interacting physically that provides this extra bubble of protection around the both of you. And so that means that you are here for something major. I don't feel like you have access to what that exactly is yet, and I don't even know if your feminine fully has access to it either. But there is something about you and this person together physically that provides a level of protection that isn't there when you two are in physical separation and not communicating in the physical world. Okay. I'll get to that in a minute. Okay. Remember, you came here for this. You're being called to your person now for a reason. It definitely has to do with soul mission, and for a lot of you, it is romantic union. Okay, your soul is not going to let you rest until this happens. You don't have to choose this, but it's what you both want at the soul level, and I feel like it's at the human level too. Um, the call and the pull for you is just going to get louder. And the reason is because you've gone too far at this point, there's no going back. So it's one of these, like, the only way out is through. Um, Okay, there's also a message here. You might be the only one who can provide a certain energy for your feminine, and I feel like that's mutual, and you are already qualified for this. Stop overthinking, release perfectionism. You are qualified for this at a soul level, and your human self would not be being called and pulled towards your feminine right now if you were not ready for this in the physical world. Yeah, then I wrote, if only you could see the other side of this, you'd break no contact today. Because of free will, the masculine has to choose. The feminine already did. The divine is going to keep pushing you towards your feminine. Life is going to stay very uncomfortable and you're going to be unsettled until you do this. Um, okay. Okay, maybe ah, okay, so what I wrote down here is maybe your feminine did something similar to what I did and picked their highest timeline regardless of the perceived cost, and this is what activated you. So for some of you, this could have literally been your feminine communicating with the universe and saying, okay, I'm ready. Like, let's do this. And then spirit was like, all right, cool. Well, we need to get this other person ready for you because it's going to require assistance in this next phase. And this is the person that can give you the assistance you need. So just keep that in mind. There's a lot more to this whole situation than you're perceiving is like a big part of this. I also put down let your feminine put your mind at ease. So that's like extra, oomph. Like allow yourself to reach out and let your feminine put your mind at ease. Let your feminine help kind of settle some of these doubts. Because I do feel like there's this element of really overthinking, being stuck up in your head. I do feel like there's a certain collective of masculines here who you are aware of the connection with your feminine. You're aware that this is most likely your counterpart, or you're already like, for sure, this is the other, this is my person. But there's a part of you at the human level that is thinking that your feminine at the human perspective wouldn't be on board with this. And if you're here and you're resonating up until this point of the message, your feminine at the human level has already chosen this. And that's a part of the reason the call for you has picked up and amped up so much recently. Okay, then this was another little kind of just, piece of suggestion that came through from spirit. If the romantic aspect of this situation is too much for you to work through right now, in order to close the distance and break no contact, go towards them platonically for soul mission first, and then let the rest unfold naturally. So if you're sitting there and you're like, I really want it all with them, but it's too much for you to take all of that and go towards them without knowing anything, without knowing, how they feel about you or anything like that, go towards them platonically first and talk more soul mission, spiritual awakening, stuff like that first, and then allow the romantic aspect of this to unfold naturally. Okay. So that was the beefy little download that I got earlier. So, I'm going to pause really quick and kind of tap in and see what else wants to come through, if we're gonna read some cards or if that was the message. So give me just a second here. Okay, so we are gonna pull some cards. We're gonna go into the tarot. And the question that I actually was guided to ask was, so I feel like there's a masculine here that actually wants to know from the feminine's perspective. The question is, what does the feminine at the human level, so I got permission to ask about this, the feminine's higher self is coming through to assist. What does the feminine at the human conscience level desire with their masculine counterpart, so with you? Okay, and then I just split the deck to shuffle, and I was guided to look at it. We've got the Two of Cups and the Queen of Cups. This is literally, this is soulmate energy. This is, two soulmates coming together in partnership. It does have a romantic undertone, so that's definitely part of this. The Queen of Cups is very open, emotionally mature, nurturing, receptive. So the feminine, oh, I just heard the feminine. Okay, so if you're interested in a romantic relationship with your person, your feminine is desiring you to come in, and I'm hearing because you are the only person they've ever met that could actually fully allow them to be in this completely soft energy. So this could be a feminine who, I feel like they have the ability to be vulnerable, but like it's not quite with another person. So this is the energy where their internal masculine is containing their internal feminine. And so they're able to be vulnerable in certain situations, but this is in partnership. I just spit on my desk. That's fun. Um, this is in partnership. This is a feminine desiring to be this soft, vulnerable, open, loving, nurturing energy in a relationship with another person. So yeah, Ace of Cups, that's a new beginning in love. So your feminine is desiring this new beginning with you, and we've got Cups energy out here. So maybe you're a water sign, maybe your counterpart's a water sign, maybe you have water highly aspected. If not, this is really it's your emotions. So there's your feminine is desiring a deep emotional connection with you. Um strength. Reversing, okay. You've got strength. Oh, okay. I'm hearing the feminine actually feels it's like they feel safe with you. There's a level of strength and protection that they feel like they could have with you. And I'm really getting like this feminine doesn't really feel this way with anybody else. So this is like a powerhouse feminine, probably pretty hyper independent. But it's this energy where you can come in and like help make them soft is what I just heard. Okay. And then we've got Two of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. So your person could definitely want you to come in and make an offer because they feel like it's going to help them feel balanced in their life. Because yeah, this is the feminine perspective. Okay. Oh, and then we'll do the other tarot from the masculine perspective. That'll be fun. Okay. So the feminine wants you to take the leap of faith towards them and get off the wheel of karma. um, okay, your feminine could be doing a lot of resting and rejuvenating right now and also staying very balanced. Yeah, very tempered, very balanced. So they could be in kind of a period of rest and rejuvenation. They could be a little overwhelmed with things in life right now. And then, yeah, with the Fool over here in the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like this is really saying your feminine wants you to take this leap of faith towards them so that both of your like wheels can turn for the better. So the Wheel of Fortune is like sometimes you're on the top of the wheel, sometimes you're on the bottom. And I feel like your feminine is really feeling and probably getting the guidance to like the divines letting them know that this is actually true. When you take this leap of faith towards them, it's like both of you are going to experience um just good fortune. Okay. The magician. So your feminine's manifesting you as well. Um, it's interesting because I don't really know if your feminine, like, okay, so if your feminine asked to be on their highest timeline and to align with that version of themselves, they might not have realized at first what they were asking for when it comes to you. But now I feel like they are very consciously aware of the part that you can play in their life. And so they are actually consciously manifesting this with you as well. Yeah, especially because I was guided to lay it down on the Two of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So your feminine is actually manifesting union with you as well. High Priestess, yeah, they're very intuitive, they're very tapped in, they're probably getting a lot of signs and synchronicities and guidance from the divine as well, from the higher self, all of that. Um, And I'm hearing that the feminine is being guided to stay balanced, continue to do whatever they're doing in life, and intuitively they know that they're in this holding pattern because they're waiting for your human self to make the conscious choice whether or not you're actually going to go towards them. Okay. Three of Wands. Yeah, they're waiting. They're waiting for you. Again, it's not a passive waiting, but it's a conscious waiting. It's a keeping the door open, waiting to see if you are indeed going to follow the guidance and reach out, or not. Um, and they know that they're going to get the guidance on what to do if you choose not to. But I feel like it's you're going to be pushed to reach out. I feel like you already are actually. And it's because again, I'm being reminded of what I wrote down. Like if you could see the other side of this, you would break no contact like right now. You would pause this video and reach out to them in whatever way you can reach out to them. Nine of Swords. Okay, so your feminine could be experiencing some anxiety and some insomnia right now. Which yeah, I mean, that kind of goes with it. Eight of Pentacles. This is soul purpose. So your feminine's being guided to continue to listen to the guidance and everything else and continue to align with soul purpose. And Eight of Cups. Your feminine's getting ready to walk away from something in order to make this happen. So just know that. If your feminine is with another person romantically, I feel like they're actually planning and preparing to become single for you basically, or this could have something to do with a living location. This could have something to do with a job, a career. It's something that your feminine put a lot of time, energy, and effort into, and it was fulfilling mostly, but it wasn't completely fulfilling, so they are actually preparing to walk away from something in order to make this happen with you. We've got the Lovers on the bottom of the deck. So, yeah, your feminine, oh, and the Nine of Cups. So, your feminine knows that you are their counterpart. They are desiring romantic union with you, and it is also wish fulfillment for them. Okay. Alrighty. So, yeah, your feminine is on board with this. Okay, we've got the Sun card that just popped out. So yeah, your feminine is I just heard waiting for you to come stand in the sun with them. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they're waiting for you to take this leap of faith to change. It's like to change your fortune for the better. And your feminine knows it's going to be very joyous, very positive, very uplifting once you two come together and start working together in union in whatever way that is. There is definitely a romantic thread here. So if you are desiring romantic union with your person is on board, and I am getting massive deja vu. So yeah, that's extra confirmation. Holy moly. Doing more from there? Okay. What what else is going on? Justice. Huh. How how does justice fit to here, spirit? So I'm being drawn to there's like a white and a black cat on these scales, and when I see white and black in the tarot, it really reminds me of balancing the light and shadow aspects of the self, also balancing the masculine and feminine energies within the self. So your feminine is doing their best to stay balanced. There is also something here where your feminine knows that you can like perfectly balance them. Um, I'm being told to take a peek at this in the book. Okay. I'm saying 'cause it's not really coming through. So Bum, bum, bum. Give me just a second. Okay. Sooner or later, the universe balances itself out, but maybe not the way you expected. Okay. What goes around comes around. Interesting. Okay, it's coming. Okay, the idea of karma is simple. You reap what you sow. Life, of course, rarely works out exactly that way, but sooner or later, things tend to come back around. So your feminine knows that it's probably pretty likely that you're coming back around. And there is something, it's like something coming full circle. It's also maybe your feminine's been getting the guidance that like you coming back to them in this new energy because you're in a different energy now than you were when you experienced your feminine before. Um, Gone through spiritual awakening, probably done some inner work, all of that. Um, in your feminine might have gotten the insight that this is like their karma. They've done what they were asked to do. They ascended, they followed the guidance, they went within, they, did what they needed to do to get into alignment. And now you shifting and rising into your authenticity and wanting this with them, there is that element of like you are being brought to them as a gift. And then they are being brought to you as a gift. That's powerful. That's powerful. The Empress. Okay, yeah, your feminines taking it in their divine feminine energy. They're staying open and receptive, um, and allowing you to close the gap. Um, as I just heard as difficult as that might be sometimes. An Eight of Swords. So there is an element with the Eight and Nine of Swords here of your feminine being kind of stuck up in their head. So, this could be something that you two are transmitting back and forth with like telepathy. Like maybe you're a little bit worried, and then your feminine gets a little bit worried, and then you're sending that back and forth. And that might be part of where you're really being guided to reach out is to relieve this anxiety for both of you. Um, yeah, okay, I'm being guided to actually put that up here. Okay. Are we gonna do more from the feminine perspective? We are. Okay, okay. Three of Cups on the bottom of the deck. What I'm hearing is your feminine wants to celebrate with you. So there might be things that they're going through that they don't really have anybody that they could talk to, or maybe they're in the energy, and I resonate with this one. Maybe they're in the energy where they're just highly triggering. Them, you are probably viewing your feminine differently than most people. Because there's that soul level attraction and everything else. You're literally perfectly yoked to deal with your feminine in their most authentic self. That energy is highly triggering to other people. And so there could be this element of your feminine just craving somebody that they can just be with, that they can just be their full self and not worry about triggering people and striking some weird, wounds within them and envy and whatever else. It can be exhausting when you walk around with energy like that because you just fucking trigger everybody all the time. And so, like, you're just being you, and then people are getting their panties in a wad about it, and it's just like, ugh. It can just be, it can just be frustrating sometimes. And so to have somebody that could actually appreciate them and celebrate them and honor how far they've come and everything else. That could be something your feminine's desperately craving. Not desperately, but it's just like, that would be really nice. And then just so that your feminine has the capability to see you and appreciate you fully as well. So that's a mutual thing. So just know that as well. And then we've got the Ace of Swords, which is communication, which is communicating your truth. So there definitely could be a truth here that your feminine wants to speak to you as well, but they're being guided not to be the one to break no contact. That's a really common dynamic in these situations. It's, that lands on the masculine's plate. So they could definitely be waiting for you to come in so that they can speak their truth to you as well. Okay. And then we do have Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck. I've seen it a couple times, and this is in the public eye, being recognized. Maybe there's something with your soul mission that is calling you into the public eye, calling your feminine into the public eye, something like that. This is being noticed, being recognized, being appreciated. Doesn't have to be in the public eye for all of you, but that is definitely for some of you. Um, And then under that was actually the King of Cups. And so what I'm getting from this is your feminine is desiring you to come to them in your emotional maturity and able to have this open, honest, authentic heart to heart. I was going to say conversation, but then I heard relationship. So this could be something that they're deeply desiring with you as well, is just the ability to be truly seen, truly held, truly understood, have their intuition respected, things like that. And then, of course, that is a mirrored thing. That's something that your feminine will provide for you as well. Um, yeah, and then that's counterpart energy. So maybe your feminine knows that you two emotionally are very compatible. The devil. Huh, that one- okay, hold on. What does that have to do with the spirit and completion? Oh, an end to this. Oh, interesting. Okay, something that your feminine is desiring is to put distance between themselves and other people that may be around them still that are in kind of this devil energy. And what the devil energy is it's very 3D focused, it's very materially focused, it's vices, it's ego, it's unhealed energies, materialism, uh yeah, just kind of being plugged in, like very, very, very into 3D earthly matters, to a detriment because we're here to be human and experience the physical realm. But when we are operating from a place of, pure materialism or external focus or those kinds of things, then it becomes detrimental. So I feel like what this is saying is your feminine is ready to put an end to being around a bunch of people on a consistent basis. So this could definitely be if they are in another romantic relationship right now. Maybe that person is in an unhealed state, very locked into their ego, very focused on materialistic things, so on and so forth. And your feminine's ready to put an end to that. If it's not a romantic person, this is just other people in situations. And there's something where if you two come together and are focused on like soul mission and ascending and everything else, then that fulfills that need that they now have, is what I'm hearing. So their needs have changed and their minimum requirements for access have changed. And you meet those requirements when it comes to a romantic relationship. And that's the person that has the most access to you. So yeah, there's definitely something here where your feminine is like ready. They're like chomping at the bit, but they're just, they're doing their best to stay patiently waiting, but I do feel like it's causing anxiety, insomnia, those kinds of things. With the Two of Swords here, yeah, your feminine's waiting for you to make a choice. Your feminine could also be facing a choice as well. So if they are in another romantic connection, then that would be, the choice point of like, you know, am I going to allow myself to follow my soul and my heart space and get into alignment with my counterpart, or am I going to choose not to do that? I do feel like you're feminine at this point on the journey, especially with Empress, High Priestess out here in Eight of Pentacles, Soul Mission. I do feel like your person is going to pick alignment, which is walking the path with you. But there still could be that choice that has to be actually made in the physical realm, especially with the Eight of Cups here walking away. So just know that. So if your feminine is with another person, I don't like bringing forth this message because it sounds so bad, but You're here, you're on a counterpart journey, you understand it can be sticky sometimes. So if your person is with somebody else romantically, maybe that's part of the push to go towards them platonically and talk about soul mission first. Because I feel like if they are in a relationship romantically, there's things that are happening within the feminine where they are getting the awareness that it's actually going to be for their highest good to end this situation, walk away from whatever this is. Definitely could be a romantic person, could be something else in life. They're getting the guidance to walk away from whatever this is in order to lock in this union with you. And they know that that is part of their highest timeline. This is dream reality stuff that's in alignment with soul mission in their authenticity. And having somebody that can truly hold you in that energy is a gift. It really is. And so just know that, like, you're going towards your feminine, bringing them the gift of you and your energy. And that is a gift that is bigger than anything you can get in the physical realm. So remember that. Okay. I think we're going to switch gears and dive into your energy. So give me just a second. So we are going to use a different tarot deck and dive into your energy now. So let's see what's going on with the masculine spirit. What's going on with them? What do they need to know? What are they focused on? What are they desiring? Etc. Etc. Okay, let's see here. What's going on with the masculine in this situation? Interesting. Okay, we've got the King of Dreams and the Ten of Songs. Okay, so the King of Dreams, this is the King of Swords. This is talking about logic over heart. It's also talking about communication, though. And we've got the Ten of Songs. So the Ten of Songs is the Ten of Cups. That's happily ever after. So I feel like you are desiring happily ever after with your person. And there's a need to communicate about it. Or you're focused on how to communicate about this to your person. And you're trying to figure out like how to yeah, completion and Six of Songs. Oh, interesting. Okay, Six of Songs, that's Six of Cups. That's that can be somebody from your past. It can also be past life energy, which I feel like in this case is both. And we've got the world, which is completion. And so I feel like that's that full circle moment again, where you are desiring to come full circle with your person to put in, and I'm getting like put an end to the separation phase between you two, the physical separation phase. So I feel like you're consciously trying to figure out how to do this, but you might be a little stuck up in your head. Temperance, that's balanced. There's two temperance cards out here. So you could be balancing those internal aspects of the self as well. Maybe you've been doing shadow work. Maybe you've been doing emotional healing. Things like that. Following the guidance when it comes up on how to be your best version of self, releasing external approval, starting to seek internal approval, starting to tap into the fact that you are worthy just because of who you are, not because of what you have, how you appear, what you've done in life, so on and so forth. You are worthy for the situation simply because of the energy and the soul that you carry. So maybe there's a lot of that going on right now, which good job. That's good. That's big work. It really is. Yeah, and so maybe you're focusing on balancing. Maybe there's also a part of you that knows that your feminine is like your perfect match. Um, they're perfectly imperfect to you. And I do feel like that's very much mirrored. I do feel like your person feels that way for you as well. Okay, death and eight of and the magician. So you're manifesting this as well. And then we've got death, which is the end of a cycle, and then eight of honey. This could be talking about soul purpose. It's also talking about finances. So maybe you're looking at putting an end to something when it comes to your physical world right now. Yeah, this and this could be anything in the physical realm. And maybe there's a focus now where you are shifting from like that external approval and fulfilling societal needs, or not really needs, but like what the expectations are. I'm getting that this could have something to do with a job or a career. And so maybe you're starting to really tap into your soul purpose. I forgot there's nudity on these cards. Okay, we're good. Um, Maybe you're tapping into soul purpose and really like doing some inner research, asking some inner questions of like, what is my soul purpose? Am I here for more? And maybe you're finding that some of these things are coming back online for you, and it's getting ready to put an end to something in your physical world that was not fulfilling, fully fulfilling. A judgment. This can be spiritual awakening. Um, Four of songs, four of Cups. Okay, hold on. We've got the seven of songs that came out in reverse. That's a lot of options. Um, mm, Maybe you're putting an end to other options. Interesting. So this could be people. So this could be like other romantic interests, and you're not focused on anybody else, and you're like laser focused on your feminine right now. This could be just options in general. So maybe you had other options of like career or this or that, and then you're choosing to go more towards soul purpose. But there's definitely putting an end to a bunch of options that's coming through, which is very interesting. Okay. And then judgment. Yeah, so this could definitely be, because you had a spiritual awakening, it's changed what it is that you are desiring. It's changed what it is that you want to manifest, that you want to experience in this life. And then the page, oh, that's the page. I thought that was, oh no, it is the four. Interesting. Okay. Four of songs, four of cups. So this can be like boredom, staleness, stagnancy. It could also be, oh, I just heard longing for a missed option. Okay, so you could be longing for your feminine right now. You could be kind of in that you just want to be with them. You just want to be next to them. You just want to talk to them. You just want to be in their energy, in their life. Like you already are in their energy, just to let you know. If you didn't know that, you're very much already in their energy, but it's like physically in their energy. Yep. So maybe you are sensually longing for your feminine as well. I'm being called to say that. For real, for reals. Okay, okay, yeah. So what I heard was, how did it come through? It was something like, my body only wants my feminine. Something like that. So maybe there's been situations where it's like literally your body will not cooperate if you are attempting to be with somebody other than this person right now. If that's happening, it's for a reason. Just keep that in mind. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It might not be a physical issue as much as a energetic issue where your body's like, no, I only want to swap sacred energy with this person. Okay, that's gonna be extra confirmation. 10 of dreams. Okay, you are manifesting connections that do not end in betrayal. Um, yeah. So I'm getting that you're actually manifesting and consciously desiring to put an end to these types of connections, and it could be platonic too, where it's just like they always let you down. You think you can count on them, and then something happens and it just ends in betrayal. It's. Yeah, it's karmic lessons, all of that stuff. So I feel like you are desiring an end to connections like that. And there's a part of you because of your spiritual awakening that knows that by going towards this feminine and actually anchoring this in would be an end to that cycle and to those experiences. And just know, like, if you go to your feminine and then you guys lock in a physical union, um it's going, of course you're going to experience something different with your counterpart, that's probably not going to end in betrayal. And then that's also going to ripple out and have an effect on the different types of people you are magnetizing to yourself and wanting to experience in like friendships or business or whatever it is. So that will have a ripple effect. So just know that, keep that in mind. Okay, we've got the star and the wheel. So there is a desire for you here as well to have like the wheel of fortune turn in your favor. And you do know that that does have something to do with your person. And there is the star is wish fulfillment. It's a wish being granted. So you could be wishing for your person. You could have wished for another chance with your person, and it's here, it's being granted. I mean, the divine orchestration in this situation is just it's insane. Like it's here. Um okay, 8 of Wands. That's fast moving manifestation. Okay, and the 2 of Songs, that's 2 of Cups. So you both are wanting this happy romantic connection with each other, and you are there's other things here that you're manifesting that once you go towards your person, there's other manifestations that are going to make their way to you as well. So if you've been wanting, to lock into soul purpose, level up your career, level up your finances, move to a different location, attract different friendships, so on and so forth. That is all coming as a result of you going towards your person. And it's not so much about your person. I mean, there is an energy thing there, but it's more about you choosing alignment and allowing yourself to walk the path of alignment, which is going towards your person. Oh, no. Hopefully the imagery didn't come up too much. Out of respect to the guidelines, there's a little bit of nudity on these cards. Okay, 5 of Dreams. This is a 5 of Swords. This can be sabotaging. Maybe you feel like you sabotaged this in the past. That could be part of this. There could also be an element of self-sabotage that has been getting in the way when it comes to going towards this person. So if that's the case, just be aware of that and start getting really like consciously pay attention when if you go to reach out and then something happens, pay attention to what that was and really do your best to tap in and like, was that actually spirit that was stopping me, or was that a distraction? Was that interference? Was that fear? Was that lack mentality, worthiness wound? Like, what is it that prevented you from reaching out? Because there's a sneaky element of self-sabotage that is coming through. 7 of Wands. Okay. Yeah, stay grounded, stay protected. Maybe there's an element of this where you're desiring to go towards your person as well because of the level of protection you both give each other. Um, so there is kind of that undercurrent of like protection for you and your person that is definitely coming up here. Okay, I just heard an interesting thing. For some of you, you also want to protect your feminine from betrayal. That's like the most romanticest thing. Most romanticest. That is not a word. Um, that is so romantic. Anyways, um, that's like pure unconditional love. motivation right there. Anyhow, okay. The Three of Honey. This is Three of Pentacles. Okay, so you could be wanting to go towards your person to build with them as well. So yeah, that's collaboration, that's teamwork, that's working together on something, probably sole purpose. It could also just be like life partner stuff. An Empress, and it landed on the wheel. So you're desiring your Empress. Um and Two of Pentacles. I feel like you're also desiring this balance. So maybe you feel very overwhelmed right now, and you're craving balance. And then the what was that? Three of Skins, Three of Wands, that's also waiting. I feel like maybe you are staying really busy right now so that you don't have to close this gap, or maybe you've been clearing stuff up in your life that you know needed to be cleared up before closing this distance, but there is an element of closing this physical distance that's coming through here with the Three of Wands. And Two of Pentacles, that can just be a lot going on. There can be a little sense of overwhelm that comes from this, but I'm not really getting as much overwhelm. It's just like a lot going on, but you do have the ability to balance it. Maybe there's a part of you that's worried about closing this gap because you feel like you have a lot going on and you don't know how much time and energy you can offer to your person. But just know that the energetic upgrades that you are going to have as a result of closing this gap is going to give you the necessary guidance and energy to handle whatever's going on in life. Okay. Empress on the wheel. Yeah, I feel like you're really manifesting. Let me make sure. Okay. I feel like you're really manifesting this second chance with this person. A second chance with the situation. Um So maybe you two had a romantic situation or union in the past, and now you're really wanting it to come back around to give it another go. Um, and I do feel like that's here for you. I feel like you've literally manifested this with the help of your counterpart. Like you both are manifesting this. You both are desiring this. So it is here for you. Okay. See anything else? Nine of Dreams. So if you could be experiencing insomnia and anxiety and very stuck up in your head right now, with that, if you are struggling with your mental health or your physical health, check with a professional. I'm not offering advice. We're just talking about things from a spiritual and energetic standpoint. Um, so yeah, and then we've got the moon. So this could be all of these hidden emotions and feelings and desires that you have towards your person are causing a lot of anxiety right now. Um, so yeah, and I'm hearing it's time for you to express these hidden emotions and desires with your person. Eight of Dreams, that's mental prison energy as well. So yeah, and that's really symbolizing because we got the Eight of Dreams and the Nine of Dreams for both the feminine and the masculine. So there's definitely this element of you two kind of getting stuck in your head a little bit and kind of getting worried and a little bit fearful, and then you're probably transmitting it back and forth. Um, so just know that it's fear, it's ego, it's is this really going to happen? Is it too good to be true? It's that kind of energy, and I do feel like that's mirrored. I feel like you and your person are both doing that. And so that could be another part of the reason why you're being pushed so hard right now is to relieve both of you, like having this conversation or reuniting with this person and just talking to them and soul mission and all of that, then eventually probably really diving into what you both desire romantically with each other. That's going to relieve so much of this anxiety and this pressure and this discomfort just by simply touching base with them and finding out if they are on board. That alone is going to relieve so much pressure. Ace of Honey. So you could be desiring with the Queen of Songs. That's the Queen of Cups, which came out for the feminine. So you could be desiring to bring an offer to this Queen of Cups. So I'm getting that it's safe to do so. It's safe to bring forward this offer. Two of swords. That's indecision. Maybe there's a choice that you have to make as well. It can be being pulled in two different directions. Um, so yeah. And the King of Songs, that's counterpart energy. So there's definitely, so you also know that you both are emotionally compatible. So maybe you've never been with anybody that's emotionally compatible with you either. Um, so yeah, there's definitely that counterpart energy out here. Six of Pentacles. You could be desiring balance. I feel like you're desiring balance in life in general, and especially in a connection, and that is here for you with this person. Five of Cups. This is yeah, I feel like this is a missed opportunity. So you could feel like you had a missed opportunity with this person and you're worried about, yeah, that came up earlier. You're worried about if this person is actually desiring this with you as well. And if their like human self would want to give this another go. And I'm here to tell you if you're resonating with this, yes, they do. Their human self absolutely does. Um, and then these two, Ace of Songs and the Hanged Man. So you could have gone into a period of deep introspection and really had some perspectives change. And I'm getting that this could be the awareness of the soul connection with this other person. And now you want a new beginning with this person. It's like you've got this overflowing cup of love for this person and you want to bring it to them, but you don't know if it's going to be reciprocated. And I mean, we had the Ace of Cups come out for the feminine as well, and so it is reciprocated. Just so you know, so they've got an overflowing cup of emotions for you as well. It's just that overpouring of just love, and it's unconditional love. This is real unconditional love between you and this person, which is so powerful. I mean, it really is. Like, it kinda sounds cliche, but it's the energy of, like, unconditional love is literally one of the strongest forces on the planet. It can transcend and transmute fear of any of any kind. So really tap into that. Nine of Wands. This is wounded warrior energy. So maybe you've been doing a lot of healing work and really, going within and looking at those shadow elements and, slaying your own demons basically. Um, it's those internal aspects that are uncomfortable, that sabotage, that, keep us limited and keep us in this energy of settling and so on and so forth. So I feel like you've been doing a lot of inner work and now I feel like you're ready. I feel like you're ready to go towards this person and make them this offer. And again, if it's too stressful for you to like break no contact with the initial intention being this romantic offer, you can go towards them and break no contact in a platonic way and then just like let it unfold naturally because between you two, you both are desiring this. So it's a matter of time before this romantic thread of energy comes up in the conversation. So it's gonna happen. Like when you break no contact and start communicating with this person, this romantic energy, this conversation is going to happen. And I feel like it's going to be it might still be a little nerve-wracking, but it might not be as nerve-wracking because you'll see, like, in the physical how your feminine's responding to you and how you guys are, compatible now and communicating and so on and so forth. And then when it comes time to, like, really make a romantic offer, then it'll just be I don't feel like you'll be as anxious about it, as, like, overly stressed out about it and fighting with yourself on, "Do I do this? Do I say that? Would they even want that? Am I gonna make an ass out of myself?" Like, all of these worries and all of that are gonna quiet down just by simply communicating with this person, even about platonic stuff or spiritual awakening or soul purpose, and then it will just evolve from there. You both are manifesting the same thing. So it's a matter of time before you both allow this to happen. Okay. So I was guided to get my messages deck. So this is what your person's human self would say to you if they felt like they could be completely honest with you in this now moment. Now, when I paused it to get this deck, um, and to like see if we were gonna do this, I kind of got this like visual where if you're unsure if this person desires you romantically, if you go towards them platonically, the moment you see each other in the physical, you're gonna know beyond a shadow of a doubt. And I was getting this vision like within a minute. Like you and this person look at each other, and it's just like you just know. It's like you both just know beyond a shadow of a doubt, like, okay, you're on board. And it's not even gonna require words. Like it's just gonna be a knowing of like, holy shit, yeah, we're on the same page with this. So just keep that in mind. Maybe that's a little extra motivation for you, and it kind of to relieve some of the pressure, because if you haven't talked to this person in a long time, you don't really know, maybe you don't even know like if they're romantically involved with somebody, or anything like that, and you have like a little bit of information about them, but you don't really know for sure, and then you're wanting to go towards them in this way. That would, cause a lot of anxiety. Like, that would cause a lot of stress and anxiety. So, it definitely could be recommended for you to kind of reach out, break no contact, speak to them more platonically, like, "Hey, spiritual awakening," like, that's content you could talk about for days with each other. Um, stuff like that, and then it's one of those, like, and maybe, you'll know before you see them in the physical, but I really got that vision of, like, you and this person meeting up in the physical world, and the moment you guys look at each other, you're gonna know for sure. So, just a little bit of extra insight for you. Okay. You're perfect to me. I love your imperfections. The songs that came through with that are Just the Way by Blanco Brown and Parmalee, and Just the Way You Are by Bruno Mars. We met for a reason. It's cosmic. I want to marry you. I can be myself fully with you. So maybe your person knows that they could just be completely open and authentic around you, and you would get it. Like you would be able to hold them in that energy. Which again, it's not easy to find that, especially with a romantic person. It just is what it is. You make me want to be a better person. So your energy inspires your person, whether you know that or not. You make my heart race. Yeah. I remember every detail of that day. We just fit together perfectly. And it's two little puzzle pieces. This is the energy of like, yeah, it's one of those like everything just feels right in the world again when you two are together. Okay. Can we forget about the past? Ah, so whatever happened between you and your feminine wants to put it behind you. You make me feel young again. You're the one for me. It's always been you. Do my best not to get all choked up. All right. Have you figured it out yet? We are connected and it's divinely protected. Who cares what they think? And then there's the little thing that says let them watch on there. I want to get lost in your mind. So maybe you and your feminine have a very intellectually stimulating relationship, or you could. I think about you all the time. Both those and this one. I want to celebrate with you. That was coming out earlier with the 3 of Cups. So there's something it's yeah, your feminine wants to celebrate something with you. Um, could just be life. Like, I want to celebrate life with you. I want forever with you. If I could choose anybody, it would be you. There's so much we didn't say. I can smell you. So maybe your feminine gets whiffs of like if you wear like a certain scent, deodorant, body wash, whatever, cologne, or like maybe sometimes, and I've had this experience, it's really weird, but maybe sometimes like if you're cooking something or eating something, your feminine might all of a sudden get a whiff of it, and like, huh, I'm randomly thinking about fajitas. Um, So, yeah. And then the distance between us sucks. So your feminine does not like this distance either. Um, and I'm hearing if it was up to your feminine, they would close the gap, which makes sense too, because the feminine normally kind of accesses some of this divine guidance a little bit before the masculine, especially at first on the journey. So, yeah. You make me feel loved like no one else can. I'm dripping with anticipation. So your feminine could be thinking about you in multiple ways. I feel safe with you. You feel like home. Will you leap with me into the unknown? Life feels brighter with you. Can you forgive me? So maybe there was something your feminine did that they're going to ask for your forgiveness about. Stand in the sun with me. That literally came through earlier with the sun card. I want to create with you. And then there's magic on here. It's like, I want to create magic with you. This is divine, and your eyes enchant me. So yeah, and I was getting that like eye contact visual when I saw like you two coming together in the physical world. It's like you lock eyes, and it's just like you immediately know beyond a shadow of a doubt that they're on board with life with you. And so yeah, you guys could definitely have that eye lock, like eye contact kind of thing that happens, which is very normal with counterparts. It's literally like your souls design it to be that way because it causes a recognition. So yeah, you could have crazy eye contact with this person. Okay. Well, with that, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. Again, this was a pretty hyper specific message. I hope it resonates. I'm putting the intention out there that this will reach who it's meant for. Um, it's probably only going to be for a few people. I'll be honest. This was a very, very hyper specific one. But if it did resonate, definitely let me know in the comments below. I'd love to talk to you about it. Or you can hit that like button. It does help out the channel as well. And it gives me confirmation to know that, it's reaching who it's for and you're enjoying the content. Alrighty. If you would like to see more from me, you can hit subscribe. It is free, and I will see you on the next message. Bye.